I'm struggling for that, I'm fighting for that. And this has taken my responsibility to the national level. And at the national level, I understand the plight of the Muslims. I understand the plight of the Dalits, other oppressed sections of the society. To be honest, it was not my choice. As you said, my father was assassinated. Circumstances forced me into politics. It was largely the decision of the people who were associated with my father. It has changed drastically because of the challenge that we have, the challenge which emerged after the abrogation of 370. The restoration of our dignity. The challenge is the restoration of our dignity and rights.
He was a 20-year-old man when his father was assassinated in year 2001. 24 years down the line, Aga Ruhullah has emerged as the face of National Conference. Aga Saab, did you join politics by choice or was it by compulsion?
To be honest, it was not my choice. As you said, my father was assassinated. Circumstances forced me into politics. It was largely the decision of the people who were associated with my father that I should participate in politics. So, if you ask me, the honest answer is that it was not my choice, but it was the result of the circumstances which emerged when my father was assassinated.
How has your political journey been so far?
It's been a learning process. It's been a factor which helped me in my evolution. I evolved a lot. It's been a challenging journey, but nevertheless, I'm thankful to my people, those who have supported me all along, and I have achieved many milestones. I want this evolution to result into a contribution towards the progress of my society. I want to give back to my society what I have learned from this experience, represent them in a better way, represent them in a comprehensive way with more understanding. I understand things better than what I understood 10 years ago. I have a better understanding of things. I hope I have better understanding of things with more time to come. So I would want to represent them in much better way, represent their sentiments, their aspirations, understand how the society wants us to function, the political executive, and then translate that into the actual functioning of the political executive. So this is how I want to contribute in return.
So, Aga Saab, how much has your role changed from an MLA to an MP?
It has changed drastically because of the challenge that we have, the challenge which emerged after the abrogation of 370. The restoration of our dignity. The challenge is the restoration of our dignity and rights. So I'm struggling for that. I'm fighting for that, and this has taken my responsibility to the national level. And at the national level, I understand the plight of the Muslims. I understand the plight of the Dalits, other oppressed sections of the society. So that gives me a sense of responsibility to address those issues and struggle for those issues. So the level has gone up. With that, the responsibility has increased.
What's the biggest challenge Jammu and Kashmir is witnessing now?
The existential question after the abrogation of 370, after the decisions of August 5, when we were turned into second-class citizens, and every purpose and reason for which we acceded to the Union of India was taken away from us. So we have a question how to deal with it, what is the way forward, what to do with it, where do we exist, what should be our existence. So this is the biggest challenge, and in my view, the return of those rights, that dignity and that identity is the only solution for this.
Aga Saab, when you say rights and dignity of the people, if you remember, the NC fought last elections on the plank of autonomy was one of the major thing in the. Now even Article 370 is gone. Why should people vote for NC? Why do you think people should vote for NC?
Should people not vote for NC? Because BJP was in a brute majority and they took away from us the rights and the dignity, and they did that undemocratically and unconstitutionally, and people should in return in my opinion, strengthen their own representation which would fight back against these forces? Or should, as your question suggests, or should people give in to those forces and then surrender? If there is a third way, let me know and make me understand that there's a third way. So it's a question between surrendering to those forces or getting your act together and strengthening your representation and fighting back for your struggle, struggling back and fighting back for the return of your rights.
Aga Sahab, Badgam's political landscape has rapidly shifted. Many of the family members and relatives from the Aga family are contesting polls. Who do you think is fit to replace them as an MLA you were earlier? Who is the right, perfect person for the job?
I think you'll have the answer in a couple of days. I would have been glad if Umar Saab came and contested from his Badgam assembly segment. I would have been glad. But let's see what happens. You'll get the answer in a couple of days.
My last question is, why did not National Conference go solo in these polls?
Because we wanted secular allies and forces to come along, because it's not the fight which we have to fight in Jammu and Kashmir only. It's a fight which we have to fight in entire nation. So for that we need to ally with the forces who are useful not only in Jammu and Kashmir but in entire India.
Thank you so much. That was firebrand NC leader Aga Saeed Ruhullah sharing his experience of the political struggle and what his party aspires to do. With camera person Irfan Izhar Ali in Srinagar for One India.
Don't miss out. Log on to oneindia.com for more updates.